Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and this is going to be a short one, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to bring you in here and talk about the new Chaves Kickstop really quickly. I know the title says why this knife is making me so angry, and the reason why is because I love it so much. I want it. Now, some backstory. Urban EDC Supply sent me this. I do not own this. I have to send it back, but I want to figure out a way to get it, but I can't push the funds right now because I have Blade Show coming up. I just got done with taxes and a lot of other things. So, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, poor me, cry me a river. I get it. And I know. It's not that big of a deal. But everybody's been here, right? We've all been here. We've all been here where it's like there's something you really want, but it's like, man, I can't push them funds right now. I can't do it. And, you know, if I'm going to be a responsible human being, I can't do it. Well, that's where I'm at right now. You know, I'm struggling between being irresponsible and responsible. But yes, I could probably sell some knives I really love and get this, and that's probably what I'll have to do, because the thing is it's not about me not getting it. It's about how I'm gonna get it, because I gotta have it. It's one of those knives, and you guys know, you know, like when those knives come around, and it seems like 2023, man, 2023 has been an absolute. There's been so many amazing knives, like just straight all-stars all year, and we've had a lot of great ones, and this is one of those great ones. It just is. It's the best Chaves yet. And if you guys don't know, it is the Chaves with the kickstop. The kickstop means the flipper tab is disconnected from the blade, which is my favorite type of flipping mechanism. So it's disconnected from the blade. Now, why is that a good thing? So if this was connected to the blade, right, which it's not because it's like on its own separate pivot. If it was connected to the blade, I measured it, it would be down here. This is where it would be open. So it would be hanging out right here, and I'd be pushed back this far. But since it's separate, you know, it's back here still, right? So it's not popping out here. Now, with regular flippers, where the flipper is connected to the blade, they have to position the flipper tab in the deployment, you know, area, in this area right here, relevant to, or relative to, where it's going to be over here. So in a lot of cases, they can't put the flipper tab where they want, right? And they have to put it in a place where they lose a little bit of leverage, because in order for it to be comfortable, you know, when it's open, you know, they just can't always put it in the best place. Well, in this case, you get to put the flipper tab in the best possible place to get the most amount of leverage and the most snap out of your blade. And that's what's beautiful about it. And then when it opens up, you don't have it in the way, so you get to save your ergos as well. So better ergos, better action, better deployment, super snappy. Listen at D10. And then the flipper tab, yes, I can fail it. That's the way all kickstops are. If you want to if you try to fail it, you can. But with very, very little effort, it rockets out. Which actually is, I think, a good thing, because if it didn't fail, it would be a very strong, because it's already a strong D10. So if I couldn't fail it if I tried to, it would be too strong. And the way these are tuned is like perfectly, where very little effort, if you just try to flip it, it's going to snap out there with authority. And you can't push button it, by the way. It's only a light switch on this one, so you can't push button, but you just yank down on that flipper tab and it's coming out. And this one, unlike other kickstops, has a little bit more rattle to it. And it's just the way the flipper tab's positioned. It actually sounds cool, so when you swing down, you can actually hear it. If it didn't have the flipper tab, you'd think something was wrong. But it's just a unique feeling that all kickstops have. This one's just a little bit more pronounced, but every single kickstop I've ever tried had that. Now, there's a drop point version, and then this Tanto version, M390 steel. This is the dual ground Tanto, hollow and then flat up here. I chose to check this one out instead of the drop point, because as much as I think the drop point version looks beautiful, both of them look beautiful, Tanto and drop point. And I love drop points. But the style of drop point that's on the Chaves is, in my opinion, the most least functional drop point. While they're gorgeous and they look beautiful, the tip is up entirely way too high. It's almost a straight back. So with the Tanto, I can still use the tip on this, right? Just like the drop point. But I also have a secondary tip, so I can, instead of losing leverage, or instead of using the belly if it was a drop point, I have a secondary tip, and then the hollow grind leading to the flat will help me trap materials. Since it doesn't have a flipper tab, I can turn it around, you know, and also, you know, trap materials in this hollow grind area. So I think the Tanto, I don't think it matters which one you get. I think they're both awesome, but personally for me, I preferred the Tanto between that style drop point and this style Tanto. Man, it's so smooth. It's so good, man. It's one of those good ones, guys. It really is. And by the way, it does come with another clip, because I know some people hate this clip. It does come with another clip. So if you don't like this clip, bang, there you go. I personally love the clip. I think it looks awesome. By the way, I did have, you guys might have seen this on Instagram. I put up a little video where I was on a walk through the woods on a trail, and I had just opened it up. Like, I've only had it today, and the steel lock bar insert screw was actually falling out. Like, it was as loose as it could get, and like I was trying to get it in there with my finger, and it just wouldn't go. So I made a video showing how I took out my the Jack Wolf knives, which saved the day. The new Jack Wolf knives, Feel Good, was in my pocket, so I got to pull that out, and I used a stick, and I made myself a T8, and then tightened it up with the little twig that I made into a T8, and then I was able to finish my hike without worrying about a steel lock bar insert popping out. Things happen. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not mad at it. I'm not upset. Things happen, right? All the other hardware was nice, solid, and tight. That one, maybe it just happened to back out from, you know, different conditions. We know it's getting hot right now. So, you know, things can expand and contract sometimes. And you guys should always check your hardware. I didn't. And I also left the house not prepared with a T8. So that's another thing that was my fault. But since I had the good old Jack Wolf, I was able to improvise. Anyways, good access to the lock bar. Amazingly smooth action, not fall shut, but damn good. Because it doesn't have the flipper tab, like I said, you can choke all the way up. Now, the sharpening tool and plunge grind would be my one complaint. I'm not a fan of this. This is absolutely going to create a smile. The first sharpening you hit, you will be hitting this plunge grind right here. I'd prefer if there was a notch there. Luckily, there's plenty of room back here. I can easily just cut in my own little notch if I want to, or when it comes time when I think it's so ugly down here that I can easily clean it up. So first sharpening, I wouldn't do it. Maybe the second or third sharpening is where I would clean that up. I gotta figure out a way to get this thing. Anyways, guys, I don't mean to, you know, like make it seem like, you know, like this is something that actually makes me angry. Obviously, I feel very blessed, guys. I feel very blessed to have, you know, the platform and the channel and so many opportunities to hold and get so many knives. So I'm obviously not angry, but, you know, it is something that I absolutely have got to figure out how to swing some way, shape, or form, you know. Anyways, I love you guys. Until next time, peace.